that Jesus gave to me.
A lot of people try to think of this as a black holiday. It's not. It's an American holiday.
Well, because we all are different, yet we're all the same.
Are you happy?
A crowd filled with faces representing different races, religions, and ages.
We care about our future.
Sharing the message of another day in 1963, the inspiration of a man with a vision of equality.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Because people are hanging on to every word.
Reverend James Peters was by Dr. Martin Luther King's side. In fact, he shared the podium with him more than 50 times.
In one speech that he gave, he said, "You can do to me what you will. You can bomb my home. You can beat me. But I will still love you." He said, it's not black against white. It's right against wrong. It's justice against injustice.
Reverend Peters says Dr. King was committed to peace no matter the cost. 4 years before he was killed, King told his friend what to do after his death. He said,
"And I want all of you to commit yourselves to take to the streets and keep people peaceful and tell them violence is not the way."
On Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, thousands come together, proof that his legacy lives on.
We still have a long way to go, but I think we're on the march. But you got to believe the right will win out in the end. I do.
They rush off like they've done so many times before. This time, they go together from Denver to Colorado Springs, not to fight fire, but to honor their brothers and sisters. It is a moment to thank them for their service, to show them they will not be forgotten.
If I'd been given the choice, you know I would have stayed. Grown a little more gray, a lot more wise. Fought a few more fires, saved a few more lives. If I were given the choice, I'd come back one more time to see and touch the ones I miss. I'd dry one tear, steal one kiss.
For 20-year veteran firefighter Aaron Espy,
and if I were to choose where you'd etch my name,
these words are his gift to his fallen friends, fallen heroes.
I'd ask, this field beneath the Rockies, where mountains tower above the plains, carve my memory in this granite, here with these who teach the world what lion-hearted bravery is, each time another flag's unfurled.
It is that lion-hearted bravery these surviving families must now show.
Firefighter Thomas A. Wiley, Local 94, New York, New York.
To carry on that torch of bravery and share it with the rest of the world.
I've never seen the patriotism, the coming together, the unity. I'm in my mid-40s. I've never seen this, never seen it. And out of such a horrific tragedy, maybe that's one of the good things that's going to come.
That and a better sense of family.
As a firefighter, I take that risk. I know that I may not come home, and so do the other 240,000 people that we're representing here today. My son and my daughter, and to a certain extent my wife, they don't have that choice. I mean, I make that choice and they support me, but that's one of those areas where I guess I feel the worst. I feel the most pain is for the spouses, the children, the parents, and we're there with them.
In Colorado Springs, Heidi Collins, 9 News.
They're supposed to be learning about animals, not people having sex with animals. They learn about the human body, but some of them are also learning about oral sex, urinating on sex, defecation, videotape of sex. Some even watch sex live online in their school libraries. They also look at violence. We showed part of what we found to the governor and some of his staff, including this online animated game that too closely resembles Columbine.
And what we were looking at was children killing teachers, children killing other students, children killing students begging for their lives.
From the library, huh?
Child psychologist Dr. Larry Curry also looked at what we found.
I would say that this is perhaps one of the most disturbing stories that I've covered. When I think about middle school children seeing this type of pornography, we know that when you look at things like sexual abuse, it damages that child for life.
In Skinner Middle School and East High School, hardcore pornography and graphic violence. At East High School, a principal's computer that accessed the same pornographic site with naked teenagers 4 times in 5 minutes.
I have no way to explain that.
The principal tells us she did not access the site. It was report card pickup night, and someone got into her office and her computer. Why doesn't Denver Public Schools have a system that works?
Instead, what we've done is we've focused in on training our staff and our students and educating our parents as to some of the dangers that exist on the internet.
It isn't working. In Aurora, gambling, hardcore pornography, and graphic violence sites at both West Middle School and Rangeview High School. And there's even more at the middle school than the high school. This reaction from Aurora schools.
I guess I am more concerned about the amount of time that kids might be spending at home doing the same kind of thing, because I know at school we can kind of monitor and control the amount of time a kid might have at the site.
But they haven't, according to our investigation. We got only partial information from Adams County District 12 because they were concerned about student privacy. There were also technical problems. Even so, we found pornography at Niver Creek Middle School and North Glen High, where students sign an agreement to stay away from inappropriate sites.
So if you have me sign a waiver that says I won't violate a rule, guess what? That's going to be the first rule I'm going to be tempted to go towards.
What does work, at least in our investigation, is filters on computers. Filters take certain website addresses out, updating 24 hours a day to filter out objectionable sites. We found the school districts with filters had little or no questionable sites.
It's called WebSense.
And Douglas County and Cherry Creek school districts have it. The only potential problem we found in the 4 schools we examined in Cherry Creek and Douglas was this: a high number of hits on internet sites about sniper weapons. Douglas County told us it was part of a student project on World War II snipers.
What we're advocating is that computers that children have access to in public libraries and in school libraries have filters.
Right now there is a bill in the state legislature about filters, which Governor Owens supports. Even more so now that he's seen some of what we haven't shown you.
It was shocking. I mean, it takes your breath away, and it's hard to look at that stuff.
You don't believe it until you see it, says Claire Orr of the State Board of Education.
We need to do something about this. You know, we don't allow our children to walk into X-rated movies. We don't allow them to go up and buy a gun or to, buy hard alcohol. And to me, this falls in the category of those protections that we need to look at.
A lot of snow. A lot of snow.
It's a bad day, but what are you gonna do?
I didn't expect this much snow anyway. Oh, it's like North Dakota. Oh yeah, you gotta love it.
Another beautiful day here in Rockies.
Just awful. No fun. It's wet. Wet and slick.
It's a bad day, but what are you gonna do? That's the way it goes.
Not moving at all.
Obviously, we're not going anywhere, and we're not going to go anywhere soon.
Oh, it's not too bad in the car. But I'm not going to try to cross that intersection or the median there because I'll get stuck.
I don't want to end up like those people over there.
Well, everybody else made a path there. I figured I could probably go through the path.
Well, they tried to get across the median and got stuck.
We're pulling everybody in that we can to work this. But we also are under extremely windy conditions here. People are probably noticing blips at their house throughout the day. It's because the high winds are tapping the lines together, and it's just kind of a double whammy for us with heavy snow and very high winds.
Please do so quickly.
so we may accommodate everyone.
I've been here since about 8 o'clock last night.
I'm hanging loose. I'm free with it. I mean, I get to sleep and everything else, so I'm not in school.
It's a mom! Not a nice guy.
Oh yeah, we had a snowstorm, and apparently my school never has snow days, but I guess they proved everybody wrong this year.
Last time they had a day off was years and years ago. I think my son must have been 4 or 5 years old, so maybe like 10 years ago.
Oh, right in the face.
At least you get a day off. Actually, this is nothing. I'm a native. I'm used to it.
Sorry. We're earning our money today, that's right.
Enjoy this weather, it's beautiful.
I'm ready to get home too. I lay on a bed that's actually comfortable and not a hard floor.
Take it easy. You'll make it.
You know, I didn't expect it to be this heavy, but how do you know in Colorado? How do you just wait a little while, it'll change.
Zero to 60 in 4 seconds.
I enjoy the speed.
The speed is unbelievable.
You got Alan, the youngest. He's 15.
This is my 3rd year.
He's a great little guy. Boy, he could be annoying, too. Laura is the next, and she's 18.
She's been into go-karts in general for 7 years.
If anyone were to be a tomboy, I would say it would be Laura. Dana is the next, and she's 21.
Well, I've been racing only about a year.
Unfortunately, she ends up being the crowd pleaser. And Scott's 22. That's the oldest. I've been racing karts for 10 years this year.
I am racing with my entire family.
Racing shifter karts, all 4 of us.
My sister, 2 brothers, and my mom and dad.
You could say it was like bred into them. I mean, they didn't stand a chance.
Growing up as far back as I can remember, stories about racing.
I used to street race. That's how I got to know him.
Let's look at the jets.
My dad has always been into drag racing.
We met someone who had a go-kart.
He got into the shifters real big.
That's how it all started.
Us being a family, we got to tag along pretty well. We luck out being the siblings.
When we get them where they work good and they go real fast, I'm really happy. You know, if it weren't for my dad, it wouldn't be possible at all. He works as hard as he can, 7 days a week. I love mechanics. I'm an engineer. And he just hands us all the money to go racing.
He just mowed the field.
Got too close to the edge. Just couldn't correct it.
Come on, stick it. Now don't back out.
Most moms don't really let their kids do this.
She is the glue that keeps all of us together.
Typically, most moms will say, you're going to get into an 80-mile-an-hour machine with no seatbelts? Yeah, right. My mom's arguing about my engine not having enough power. She wants me to go faster down there.
Oh, Scott! We're all centered around her. If Mom were to leave, we'd have no food.
As a family, we do everything together.
It is very unique because, for the most part, all the kids get along.
We've just never done anything apart from the family.
The family's always together.
All right. It's kind of like a Swiss cheese ball.
Oh, nice.
It sounds like baseball.
One out, ace is loaded. 3-1.
It resembles baseball a lot.
Just a bit outside, ball 2.
They're all kids when it comes to this game.
Oh! That's the first time I've ever seen an adult play wiffle ball before.
Wiffle ball, all the way.
Count, 2-0.
The balls are a lot smaller, and they're a lot, obviously, lighter. I mean, it's pretty much like throwing air.
It's the baby brother of baseball, and it's America's game.
Baby? It might be the next Olympic sport. You never know. Yeah, you never know.
All right. Give you something to hit. We're all a bunch of has-beens, and a bunch of has-beens never will be.
They don't run like the bases. They just basically have points where it's used for first base, second base, or whatever, because there's not enough room, you know, to run.
Can't get a full team of guys together anymore. We've got work, kids.
Wiffle ball.
Gives us a chance to come out and be heroes, even if it's just in front of 6 guys on an afternoon.
I'm really surprised to see a lot of these Guys have gotten it over the fence here.
You got it. Get over, get over.
Yeah, this guy just hit a home run.
I always used to think it was a kid's game, but it's actually getting to be pretty serious.
It's just fun, kind of come out here and be a kid for a little while. You know, should have hit that one.
I played it back in elementary school, but that was it.
It is a kid's game.
More adults are getting into it.
If it makes me just a little younger,
Nice, buddy.
I'll take every second of it I can get.
With the loss of all-conference safety John Howell, Aaron Sprague will look to uphold the good name CSU safeties have created over the past 7 years.
Like any year, there's holes to fill, and we definitely need to pick up that leadership that we lost with Mike and Rick and John, and that's up to the seniors to do. So we got to do that. But other than that, we'll come back and we'll play like we know how to play and take care of business.
It's picked off at the 40-yard line.
Sprague started all 12 games last year. In 4 games, he registered double figures in tackles. He's a blue-collar native from Holyoke, and getting the chance to play in the brand-new stadium in the first meaningful game at Mile High thrills this orange and blue fan.
It's a dream come true. I grew up watching the Broncos. My dad and I, he had season tickets, so he'd take us up there, alternate with us 3 boys, and take us up there and watch the Broncos. So to get to this new stadium is just a dream come true. I can't wait for it.
10-2 last year, a postseason 14th ranking, and a Liberty Bowl championship. A lot to top, but Sprague says he and his teammates should have lofty goals this season.
I think we got to shoot for the championship. We're the top dogs coming back, and although preseason doesn't mean a whole lot, we want to strive for that. That's a real realistic goal for us now, and we've got the team to do it. We just need to come out and not overlook the little things.
He knows how important the CU game is for the CSU program, and Sprague anticipates another classic fight.
We want to pay attention to what we do. They're going to do what they do, and we're going to do what we do. So we definitely respect them, but we're going to be ready to play when we go down there.